right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory into my power, Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem HaKadosh. I'm honest to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, being great examples to us young brothers. Peace and blessings, throw for elect. Lord willing to be a part of that number. I'm my brother Kodash, and Najim is Ben Chicago. Come back another video. This video is going to be entitled A Dream That I Had This Morning. All right, and it was a response to the apostle to Har. I had you're gonna have to get gully with it. You know, it's edifying. Well, it was a clip by the apostle.
I'm just gonna read this. A lot of y'all know this already.
Posted it. You know, Kodash. Okay, it was an edifying lesson, man. You know, and I searched up the word for gully. All right, and it's a term, it's a word that has multiple meanings. But I went to the Urban Dictionary. And it says something from the streets, gutter, and or gangster. You know, so I got to get rough. You know, and it's only going to get rough from here on out. You know, so you know, just going into the dream. You know, I went to the store with my youngest brother, and as we're leaving out the store, you know, I'm carrying him. You know, we go into back to the truck and whatnot, you know, and as we're walking, you know, some guy randomly just intercepts me, and the dream is, you know, how dreams is, it just bugged out a little bit, you know, but the guy intercepts me, you know, like we intercept past and whatnot, so we just stop, you know, and I motion for him to go, you know, then he motioned for me to keep walking. So usually, you know, you know what you would do in actuality, but the dream is the dream, man. So I actually went, and the guy kept walking behind me. You know, usually I would just let the guy go because I don't like people being behind me, man. You know, but, you know, so I went anyway, opened my car door. Mind you, be like 2-3 feet away from my car. You know, so put my younger brother in the car, you know, and I go towards the back. You know, I see this guy trying to open the latch. You know, every car has a latch to the trunk and whatnot, you know, so I see this guy trying to open the latch, try to hop on, you know, so I just grabbed the dude and I just threw him down. You know, we just started fighting from there, you know, and you know, I knew this dude had had spirits on him, man, you know, because the dude's strength was crazy, you know, and from the dream, you know, I can still remember it, you know, but the dude had spirits on him, man, but I had the spirit on me. You know, I had the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shai on me, man. So I was able to overcome him. You know, and as we were fighting, you know, it's like the Lord was with me, man. You know, it's like an iron board just spawned into my hand, like a mini iron board. You know, with an iron board, you have the little, I wouldn't say it's the sharp part, but you do have like the more linear, the more pointier part, you know, and it just while I'm fighting the dude and I'm standing over him, you know, he's still struggling, trying to struggle with me and whatnot. I'm standing over him and it just popped up in my hand. So I'm like, so, you know, so I was aiming for the guy's temple, you know, and I took the guy out, you know, from there, you know, so that dream really is the spirit, because that clip was put out of the apostle saying that, you know, and I really recommend brothers watching that, man, because these are times that we heading into, man, you know, and shit, I couldn't go to sleep after that, man, you know, but I was just up. But I grabbed this Matthew 24 and 12, but I wanted to grab it in the blue letter. Matthew 24 and verse 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, now I'll read it in the AMP, the Amplified version, then I want to grab that word for cold in the blue letter. It says, because lawlessness is increased, the love of most people will grow cold. So let's get that word for cold in the Greek. It goes to the Greek word, it goes into cycle, you know. Let's see how it's actually pronounced, though.
Strong's G 5594. Sucho.
All right, but these. Matter of fact, I'll read it right here. It says metaphor of waning love. Let's grab that word for waning. All right, because that means to like decline. All right, it says it right here, decrease. All right, decline. Okay, so people are growing more heartless by the day. And these terrors are, if this was someone that the Lord wasn't with, then they would have been overcome. And that just shows you, like the elder Jeremiah here in Jim in Chicago say all the time, if you're not under that Psalms 91, then you're fucked. All right, because the Lord is not going to be with you, man, when these spirits of vengeance push out the Lord's will and judge these people, man. But the Lord said he'll give us power. All right, it's 2 Ezra 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So the Lord promised destruction. All right, woe means destruction. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, and what's the modern day sword? The gun. All right, all manner of sedition going on here in America. All right, it's really the divided states of America. All right, nothing is united in this in this corporation. All right, because that's really what it is. Okay, so and the spirit of race war or the race riots is brewing. All right, because you got that Carmelo Anthony guy, or you got the deputy officer that was killed. Okay, so it is a lot going on in the spirit, man. We see how the Lord is moving the chessboard. Okay, so it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and sedition means an uprising against your government, your authority. All right, it says, and invading one another. Okay, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it doesn't matter if you have a high status in this society, man. All right, you're going to be targeted as well. All right, it says invading one another. All right, you got the squad. All right, hey, what's that guy from the Purge, Diego time? And this is only going to get worse. Okay, people running up in these people's stuff, these people's shit. All right, especially these idiots who love to portray their bunkers and whatnot. Especially these women who live alone. All right, you women got a special judgment coming for y'all, man. All right. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, this world is filled with nothing but pride, man. Esau himself is the ruler of this society. He is the most prideful, man. So his subjects is going to be prideful. All right, it says that in Sirach, the 10th chapter. All right, let's read verse 19. It's the point. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay, no, he's not going to show no mercy, no pity, no remorse, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Okay, so he's going to plunder. It says, and spoil their goods. All right, he's going to take their food, their supplies. All right, the wives, the daughters, shit, the men too, because you got these Fleece Johnson ass niggas, man. And a lot of them niggas are into the combat world, the combat. A lot of them dudes are heavy in the combat world, man. All right, a lot of them are also heavy in the bodybuilding and powerlifting. Them sons of Belial or Belial. It says, and destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so if the Lord is not with you, man, you're going to be devoured. All right, there's no way out. All right, but the Lord is going to be with us, man. The Lord is going to give us that spiritual powers. Okay, the Lord is going to lift up that standard for the elect, and we're going to be able to judge these niggas, man. All right, we're going to be able to judge these heathens, man. All right, the Lord is going to give us that gully spirit. All right, as the apostle said that. All right, that was a heavy clip, man. So I'm a few minutes away from work. I'm going to end that there. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem El Shai, Shem Kakodash, double honors to the apostle, elders, great millstone. I just want to get straight to the point on that lesson, man, before I hit the plantation. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. All right, Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Wa Ball.